Welcome at Węglowo Experimental Track. Today you will conduct your first course with a ED250 traction unit under the control of the ETCS system. The European Train Control System is a set of computer devices that control the train speed, monitor the current work of the driver, and provide a cab signaling, presenting the status of the indicator and signals on the computer screen. ETCS is a part of European Rail Traffic Management System, which enables trains from all carriers of the old continent to operate on a single, common European network of railway lines without the need to change the drivers or rolling stock at the border crossing. Please proceed to the train and activate the cab. In the middle of a dashboard, you will find a DMI screen, the driver machine interface. This screen is used to operate the ETCS system. The first step after starting the vehicle is to enter the driver's ID. Today you are operating as 9022. Use the buttons around the screen to input the number, then press enter. Before starting the journey, you need to select. Good job, you're not. In the case of traction units, the situation is simplified. They have a next, confirm and enter. Every train in linear traffic have assigned number. Entering the number into the system allows for easy identification. As you can see, now the start option is. You are now on the main driving screen. Below the speedometer, you see a flashing yellow frame. This is a request for a confirmation from the ETCS system. It may involve the mode changes, level changes, or passing the certain safety-related indicators. To confirm the request, use the Enter button around the monitor or the spacebar on a keyboard. The train has passed over the first ballast group located on the track. The data stored in it has been read by the onboard computer. In this particular group, data related to the radio control center was stored. The system has established a connection with the RBC, symbolized by the headphone icon on the left side of the DMI screen. You are approaching the indicator announcing a change of the ETCS level. A yellow board indicates the upcoming change, white indicates the location of a change, and a crossed out board indicates the end of the ETCS supervision area. The train has read the next ballast group, indicating the level change. A request to confirm the level change has appeared on the screen. Confirm it as before with the Enter button on the screen or a spacebar on the keyboard. Failure to respond will result in emergency braking. We did it! The ETCS system has entered the full supervision mode. This means that from now on it controls the permitted speed and the signal indications. Currently the permitted speed is displayed in a circular frame around the speedometer. As you can see, it is 120 km an hour at the moment. Continue driving. As you pass selected trackside indicators, the content will be repeated on the screen in the form of a text message. Remember that exceeding the permitted speed will trigger the audible alarm. Failure to react by the driver will result in the train being slowed down. the right part of the DMI screen. This is so-called route planning area. Currently, the train is approaching the speed limit of 70 km an hour, which is marked on the chart. Adjust the train speed to not exceed the permitted speed, which will smoothly decrease to the 70 km an hour. You can also use the plus and minus buttons on the screen to zoom out the view of the route planning area to see the further speed restrictions. Approaching the end of the speed restriction section. Beyond this indicator, you can increase the speed to the 140 km an hour. Note that the system will raise the permitted speed only when the entire train exits the restriction section. That's why the system needs to know the train length. Text messages have significant impact on the driving safety. Therefore, they require confirmation from the train driver. One such a case is W24 indicator. You're approaching the signal displaying this indicator. Additionally, at the next signal, you'll be asked for further confirmation. Confirm your understanding of the message as before. Signal displaying a stop. It's visible in the route planning area. Adjust the train speed to not exceed the braking curve and stop the train before the signal. You have reached the point where the permission to proceed ends. This is related to the signal displaying a stop. Use the Z3 radio code to contact the dispatcher. Here is another indicator that requires confirmation from the train driver. The indicator is for the current radio channel W28. Confirm your understanding of the method as before, and then continue driving according to the system indications. Approaching the point where the permission to proceed ends. This time the SBL signal indicates a stop signal due to the malfunction of the railway traffic control system. Adjust the speed so you stop before the signal. The railway traffic control devices do not have information about whether the track section ahead is clear. Therefore, further journey will proceed in the on-side mode. In this mode, the system controls the permitted speed, but the driver is responsible for stopping the train before any obstacles. Confirm the mode change and continue driving with a speed limited to 20 km an hour. You have reached the point where the permission to proceed ends. This is related to the signal displaying a stop. Use the ZEP3 radio code to contact the dispatcher. Approaching a level crossing warning board. Its indication, 2 orange lights, informs the driver that the level crossing may be open. With this hazard, ETCS introduced a temporary speed restriction at the crossing to 20 km per hour. On the route planning chart, you will see the speed limit reduced to 0. This is because you must be prepared to stop the train abruptly before the crossing if the traffic situation requires it. You have stopped the train before signal displaying stop. Further movement will proceed on a substitute signal. ETCS Level 2 requires manually switching to the staff responsibility mode. The system does not control the signals, track occupancy or vehicle speed in this mode. The train driver takes full responsibility for operating the train according to the indications of the trackside devices. Transitioning to this mode requires approval from the dispatcher in the form of a written order. Call the dispatcher using ZEV3 on the radio.
60901, please report in.
Receiving.
Please prepare written order S.
Ready for order.
Written order S number 1 for 60901 train on April 22, 2024. Column 4, riding in SR mode until C semaphore. Experimental track station, TD post, traffic controller, Stevenson.
I repeat, written order S number 4 for me, number 1 for you. For train number 60901 on April 22, 2024. Column 4, riding in SR mode until C semaphore. Experimental track station, TD post, traffic controller Stevenson. Received by train driver Giuseppe.
The message is correct. Time, 7:21 p.m. Further travel will be conducted on a substitute signal due to a semaphore malfunction.
Understood. We're proceeding on the substitute signal due to a semaphore malfunction.
Now switch to the SR mode, which means staff responsible. To do this, press the override button and then EOA, end of authority, which means the end of the permission to proceed. Then continue driving to the signal with the speed of 20 km per hour and then 40 km per hour due to the driving on a substitute signal. Remember that calling this function is only possible when the train is stationary. The next signal indicates the permission to proceed. Therefore, it is possible to return to driving under the supervision of the ETCS system. To exit SR mode, select Menu on the screen and then Start at the distance of approximately 150 meters from the semaphore. Calling this function is possible while the train speed is below 20 km per hour. That concludes the journey on the experimental track. During the free circuits, you familiarize yourself with the basic functions of the system in different situations. If you wish to delve deeper into ETCS to understand all the icons and functions, use the menu in the top left corner to access the detailed presentation. Also remember that ETCS indications take priority over semaphore indications, unless the semaphore prohibits further movement. Consult the dispatcher for all transition to the staff responsibility mode. However, if you encounter a problem you cannot resolve, you will find the EVC switch on the rear wall of the driver's cab. Using it will isolate the ETCS system for that specific scenario. If you never want to use the system, you can disable it in the simulation options.